The notification lit up my phone at 3:42 p.m. while I was in the middle of a board meeting with 12 executives from Carter Entertainment Holdings. We were discussing the acquisition of 3 more theme parks to add to our portfolio, each one representing a $200 million investment, when the family group chat exploded with activity. "Excuse me for just a moment," I said to the boardroom, discreetly checking my phone. "Family trip planning, 7 messages. Mom, we've finalized the Disney World trip. December 15th to 22nd. Everyone's tickets are booked. Dad, can't wait. First family vacation in 3 years. Sister Emma, the kids are so excited. Thank you Mom and Dad for paying for everything. Brother Josh, this is going to be epic. 7 days at the Grand Floridian. Mom, we've got the deluxe dining plan, park hopper tickets and VIP experiences booked for everyone. Emma, wait, where's Madison's name on the reservation list? Mom, Madison can't afford a trip like this right now. We decided it's better to keep it to immediate family who can actually contribute." I stared at my phone, sitting in a conference room on the 42nd floor of a building I owned, surrounded by executives discussing deals worth hundreds of millions of dollars, reading about how I couldn't afford a Disney vacation. Josh, yeah, Madison's still figuring out her life. No point in stressing her finances. Dad, maybe next year when she's more stable. Emma, have fun being poor, Madison. Face with tears of joy will send you pics from Space Mountain. The irony was breathtaking. They were planning to stay at the Grand Floridian, a resort that my company had helped finance during Disney's expansion 3 years ago. They'd be using VIP services that my corporate partnerships had helped develop. They'd be enjoying experiences that existed partly because of deals I'd personally negotiated. And they thought I was too poor to join them. Miss Carter. One of the executives was looking at me expectantly. Your thoughts on the Orlando market analysis? I looked up from my phone, back to the presentation about theme park acquisitions and entertainment industry projections. The Orlando market remains robust. Our partnerships there have been particularly profitable. I typed a quick response to the family chat. Enjoy. Roller coaster sparkles. Mom, we knew you'd understand, honey. Maybe we can plan something smaller for you next year. Emma, like a weekend at Six Flags. Face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy. After the meeting ended, I stayed in the conference room, looking out at the Chicago skyline and thinking about understanding. My family understood that I drove a modest car and lived in a simple apartment. They understood that I worked for an entertainment company but never talked about my specific role. They understood that I was 29, unmarried, and appeared to be struggling to find my direction in life. What they didn't understand was that Madison Carter, the family disappointment, was also Madison Carter, CEO of Carter Entertainment Holdings, owner of 7 theme parks, 12 resort properties, and enough Disney stock to influence corporate decisions. What they really didn't understand was that their VIP Disney experience was happening because I'd personally called in favors with Disney executives I'd worked with for years. My phone rang. Jennifer Walsh, my executive assistant. Madison, I have Robert Chin from Disney Security on the line. He says it's regarding the Mitchell family VIP package. My heart stopped. Mitchell was my family's last name before I'd legally changed it to Carter for business purposes. Put him through. Miss Carter, this is Robert Chin from Disney World Security and Guest Services. I'm calling about a VIP package that was arranged for the Mitchell family December 15th through 22nd. Yes. There seems to be some confusion about authorization. The package includes complimentary Grand Floridian accommodation, unlimited access passes and premium dining reservations. Our records show you as the corporate contact who arranged these amenities. I'd forgotten. 6 months ago, when Mom had casually mentioned wanting to take the grandkids to Disney, someday when we could afford it, I'd quietly arranged for a VIP package to be available if they ever booked a trip. I'd meant it as a surprise gift, thinking I'd reveal my involvement when they planned their vacation. Instead, they'd planned their vacation without me and told me I was too poor to participate. Yes, I arranged those amenities. Should we proceed with the package as planned? The value is approximately $45,000 in complimentary services. I looked out the window at the city where I'd built my business empire, thinking about my family enjoying a vacation I'd secretly provided while mocking my financial situation. Actually, Robert, I need to make some changes to that package. What kind of changes? Cancel the Mitchell family VIP services. All of them. Cancel? Are you sure? This is a significant package resort upgrade. Dining plan, fast pass privileges, character meet and greets. I'm sure. Cancel everything that's currently complimentary. Let them book and pay for their own standard package. Should I provide them with an explanation? I smiled, thinking about my sister's laughing emoji and her suggestion that I might afford Six Flags someday. Tell them the corporate sponsorship they were relying on has been redirected to other priorities. Understood. What about the December dates? Should I note that those reservations are no longer held? Let me think about that. After hanging up with Disney security, I called my travel coordinator. Sandra, I need you to book a vacation for me. Disney World, December 15th through 22nd. The same dates as your family? Sandra had been coordinating my business and personal travel for 3 years. She knew about my complicated relationship with my family, though not the full extent of how they viewed my financial situation. The exact same dates. What level of accommodations? I want the presidential suite at the Grand Floridian. I want unlimited everything park access dining experiences. I want a personal Disney guide for all 7 days. That's going to cost approximately $75,000. Book it. Should I arrange for the usual corporate identity protection? That was Sandra's polite way of asking if I wanted to travel incognito, which I usually did to avoid media attention about my business activities. No. I want full VIP recognition. I want Disney executives to know I'm there. I want red carpet treatment. Are you sure? That's going to attract attention. I'm counting on it. That evening, I called my oldest friend, Amy, who knew about both my family situation and my business success. They literally told you to have fun being poor while planning a Disney vacation? Amy was incredulous. Madison, that's beyond cruel. It gets better. They're staying at a resort I helped finance, using VIP services I arranged. During dates I could have joined them if they'd bothered to ask. So what are you going to do? I'm going to Disney World. Same dates as them? Same dates. Better accommodations. Maximum visibility. Amy was quiet for a moment. You're going to run into them. I'm counting on it. Madison, are you sure about this? Once they know who you really are, everything changes. Everything changed when they decided I was too poor for family vacations. The next day I had Jennifer send an email to my family. Hi everyone. I saw the Disney plans in the group chat and wanted to let you know I'll actually be in Orlando those same dates for work. Maybe we'll run into each other. Smiling face with smiling eyes. Mom, work? What kind of work takes you to Disney World? Me, entertainment industry stuff. Boring meetings mostly. Josh, are you staying on property or some cheap motel off I-4? Me, on property. Should be fun. Emma, if you see us, you'll recognize us by our VIP tour guide. We got upgraded to some amazing package. I almost laughed. Emma was bragging about VIP services that no longer existed. Me, that sounds incredible. Hope it all works out. 2 weeks before the trip my phone rang. It was Mom. Madison, honey, we need to talk. What's going on? There's been some kind of mix-up with our Disney reservation. They called to say our VIP package was canceled due to some corporate policy change. Oh no. That's terrible. We're trying to figure out what happened. The woman from Disney said something about corporate sponsorship being redirected, but we never had corporate sponsorship. We paid for everything ourselves. Maybe it was a computer error? Maybe. But now instead of the Grand Floridian we're staying at Port Orleans. Instead of VIP dining we have basic meal plans. The kids are going to be so disappointed. I made sympathetic noises while privately noting that Port Orleans was still a perfectly nice resort, just not the luxury accommodation they'd been expecting. I'm sure you'll still have a wonderful time, Mom. I hope so. It's just frustrating. We were so excited about the upgrade and now... She sighed. At least we can still afford the basic package. That's what matters. Family time together. You're right. Speaking of which, when you said you'd be there for work, where exactly are you staying? I'm not sure yet. My assistant handles all the travel arrangements. Well, if you want to meet up for a meal or something, let us know. Though I should warn you, with our reduced dining plan, we can't afford anywhere too expensive. Of course, Mom. I understand. December 15th arrived gray and humid in Orlando. I flew down on the Carter Entertainment Holdings corporate jet, A detail I'd specifically requested Sandra include in my travel itinerary. The flight crew wore company uniforms with our logo prominently displayed. At Disney World, I was met by not one but 3 Disney executives, including the Vice President of VIP Services, who personally escorted me to the presidential suite at the Grand Floridian. "Ms. Carter, it's an honor to have you staying with us," said Patricia Williams, the VP. "Your company's partnership has been invaluable to our expansion projects." "Thank you, Patricia. I'm looking forward to experiencing the parks from a guest perspective. We've arranged everything you requested. Personal guide, unlimited access, priority seating everywhere. Is there anything else we can provide?" "Actually, there is one thing. I have family staying here at the resort this week. They don't know about my business identity, and I'd like to keep it that way unless they approach me directly. Of course, we'll be discreet." The presidential suite was magnificent, 2,300 square feet with views of the Magic Kingdom, a full kitchen, living and dining areas, and a private balcony. It was the kind of accommodation that cost $5,000 per night and was usually reserved for celebrities and heads of state. I unpacked and changed into casual clothes, then headed down to the lobby to check out the resort, and possibly run into my family. I didn't have to wait long. As I was admiring the gingerbread house display in the Grand Floridian lobby, I heard familiar voices. "Excuse me," Emma was saying to a cast member at the concierge desk. "We were supposed to have VIP dining reservations, but they're not showing up in your system." "I'm sorry, ma'am, but I don't see any VIP packages associated with your reservation. You have the standard dining plan, which provides excellent options throughout the property. But we specifically booked VIP dining. We were supposed to have priority seating at California Grill, Monsieur Paul, Victoria, and Albert's." Josh joined the conversation. "Look, we paid good money for this vacation. We expect the premium services we were promised." The cast member was clearly trying to be helpful while explaining that their reservation didn't include any of the services they expected. I watched from across the lobby as my family realized their Disney experience wasn't going to be the luxury vacation they'd planned. "Madison." Mom's voice came from behind me. I turned to see her approaching with Dad, both looking tired and frustrated. "Mom, Dad, what a coincidence. We didn't expect to see you here. Especially not at the Grand Floridian. My work meetings are in this area, so they put me up here." "Your work meetings? I thought you said entertainment industry." "That's right." Dad looked around the opulent lobby with its marble floors and crystal chandeliers. "This place costs $800 a night. What kind of entertainment company puts their employees up at the Grand Floridian?" "A good one, I guess." Emma and Josh had finished their frustrating conversation with the concierge and joined our family reunion. "Madison." Emma hugged me, though I could see the stress in her face. "Isn't this place incredible? We're having the most amazing VIP experience." "It looks like it's going great," I said, glancing toward the concierge desk where they'd been arguing about missing reservations. "Well, there have been a few small hiccups," Josh admitted. "Some computer errors with our dining reservations. But we're working it out." "I'm sure you are." Emma studied my clothes, designer jeans and a cashmere sweater that probably cost more than their daily park tickets. "Madison, what exactly do you do for work again?" "I work in entertainment." "But what do you do?" Before I could answer, Patricia Williams appeared at my elbow. "Miss Carter, I hope everything is satisfactory with your suite?" "Perfect, thank you. Your private guide will meet you at the Magic Kingdom VIP entrance tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. as requested. And I've confirmed your dinner reservation at Victoria and Albert's tonight. They're very excited to host you." My family went dead silent. "Thank you, Patricia. I'll see you tomorrow." After Patricia left, I turned back to my family, who were staring at me like I'd grown a second head. "Madison," Dad said slowly, "who was that woman?" "Disney VIP Services. And she called you Miss Carter." "That's my name." "Since when?" "Your name is Madison Mitchell." "Since I legally changed it 6 years ago for business purposes." Mom found her voice. "Business purposes? What business?" I looked around the Grand Floridian lobby at my family, who had specifically excluded me from their vacation because I was too poor, at the resort where I was staying in accommodations that cost more per night than they made in a week. "I own Carter Entertainment Holdings. We develop and operate theme parks and resort properties." The silence was deafening. "You own what?" Emma's voice was barely a whisper. Entertainment company. We have properties in 7 states, including partnerships with Disney on several expansion projects. Josh sat down heavily in one of the lobby's elegant chairs. When you said you worked in entertainment, I meant I own an entertainment company. How long? Dad asked. I started the company 8 years ago. We've been profitable for 6 years. Madison, Mom said, are you telling us you're wealthy? I'm telling you I own a company that generates approximately $800 million in revenue annually. Emma made a sound that was somewhere between a gasp and a sob. 800 million. That's gross revenue. Net profit is considerably less. How much less? Josh asked. About $200 million less. The math hit them like a physical blow. My family was sitting in the lobby of a luxury resort, realizing that the daughter and sister they'd excluded from their vacation for being poor was actually worth more money than they could comprehend. The VIP package we lost, Mom said slowly, the one Disney said was canceled due to corporate policy changes, was arranged by me 6 months ago. I thought I'd surprise you when you finally booked your Disney trip. You arranged our VIP package? I arranged a complimentary VIP package for my family. When I learned that my family had planned a vacation without me because I was too poor to afford it, I canceled the package. Emma started crying. Madison, we had no idea that I was successful, or that I was hurt by being excluded. Both. Either. We thought, you always seem to be struggling. You drive that old Honda, you live in that small apartment. I drive a Honda because it's reliable. I live in a small apartment because I travel constantly for work and don't need space I won't use. But you never said anything about money, about your business. Because every time I tried to talk about my work, you'd change the subject. Because you seemed more comfortable thinking of me as the family failure than as someone who'd built something significant. Dad was staring at his hands. Madison, I'm sorry. We were wrong. You were wrong about my finances. But you were right about one thing. What's that? Family is important. Which is why it hurt so much to be told I couldn't afford to be part of this family vacation. We sat in the Grand Floridian lobby, 7 family members processing 8 years of misunderstandings and assumptions. Other guests walked by, enjoying their magical Disney vacations, while we dealt with the reality that magic sometimes looks different than expected. What happens now? Emma asked. Now you enjoy your vacation. You have a wonderful resort, park tickets and meal plans. You'll create beautiful memories with your children. And you? I'll enjoy my vacation too. Different accommodations, different dining, but the same parks, same magic. Madison, Mom said, could we spend some time together this week? As a family. I'd like that. Even after how we treated you. Especially after how you treated me. Because that's what family does. We forgive each other and try to do better. Josh spoke up. The VIP package you canceled. Would you consider? Josh, are you asking me to reinstate VIP services for the family vacation I wasn't invited to? He had the grace to look embarrassed. When you put it like that, it sounds pretty bad. It sounds honest. So that's a no? I smiled. That's a let me think about it. That evening, while my family ate at the Grand Floridian Cafe with their standard dining plan, I had dinner at Victoria and Albert's, the resort's most exclusive restaurant. 7 courses, wine pairings, personal attention from the chef. I ate alone by choice, thinking about families and money and the complicated ways that love and resentment can coexist. The next morning my phone rang. It was Sandra. Madison, I have Robert Chin from Disney Security on the line again. He's asking about reinstating some services for the Mitchell family. Put him through. Miss Carter, I hope I'm not overstepping, but I wanted to check with you about the Mitchell family situation. We've had requests from several cast members asking if there's anything we can do to improve their experience. What kind of requests? They seem like a nice family who are disappointed about their reduced accommodations. Some of our staff have asked if we could authorize small upgrades, better dining reservations, fast pass access, things like that. Did the family ask for these upgrades? No, ma'am. Our cast members are just trying to create magic for guests who seem stressed about their vacation not meeting expectations. I thought about this. Disney cast members who dealt with thousands of guests every day had noticed my family's disappointment and wanted to help. That said something about the kind of people my family were, underneath their assumptions about money and success. Robert, I want you to do something for me. Of course. Restore their VIP dining reservations. Upgrade their FastPass access. Arrange for character meet and greets for the kids. But I want one condition. What's that? I want you to tell them the upgrades are courtesy of a fellow guest who overheard their situation and wanted to help make their vacation magical. A fellow guest? Don't mention my name. Just say someone wanted to share the magic. Miss Carter, that's very generous. It's Christmas season, Robert. Everyone deserves a little magic. 2 days later, I was enjoying a private VIP tour of the Magic Kingdom when I spotted my family near Space Mountain. Emma's kids were wearing Mickey ears and carrying balloons, all of them laughing and taking pictures. Emma saw me first and waved me over. Madison, you'll never guess what happened. What? Someone at the resort upgraded our whole vacation. New dining reservations, FastPass access, even private character meet and greets for the kids. That's amazing. Do you know who? Disney said it was a fellow guest who wanted to spread holiday magic. Can you believe it? A complete stranger made our whole vacation incredible. I smiled. That's the Disney magic for you. I know this sounds crazy, but part of me wonders if it was you. Me. You have connections here, right? For your business. I have some connections, yes. Did you arrange the upgrades? I looked at my niece and nephew, sticky with cotton candy and glowing with the joy that only Disney can create. I looked at my parents, relaxed and happy for the first time in months. I looked at Emma and Josh, finally able to enjoy the vacation they'd planned without financial stress. Emma, does it matter who arranged them? I guess not. If it was you, I want to say thank you. And I want to apologize again for how we treated you. The important thing is that you're all having a magical vacation. We are. But Madison, this week has made me realize something. What's that? We don't know you at all, do we? The real you. We've been so focused on what we thought your life looked like that we never asked what it actually looked like. What would you like to know? Everything. Your business, your success, how you built it, what makes you happy. All of it. That might take a while. We have time. This vacation ends Saturday, but our relationship doesn't have to end with it. On our last night in Orlando, my family invited me to join them for dinner at their newly upgraded restaurant reservation. We sat around a table at California Grill watching fireworks over the Magic Kingdom, talking about business and dreams and the 8 years we'd spent not really knowing each other. I have a confession, Mom said as we watched Tinker Bell fly over Cinderella Castle. When you were growing up, your father and I always worried about you. Worried how? You were so independent, so determined to do things your own way. You never seemed to need us the way Emma and Josh did. I always needed you. I just needed you differently. We didn't understand that. We thought needing help meant asking for money or advice about practical things. We didn't realize that you needed us to see your success, to celebrate your achievements, to be proud of what you'd built. I'm proud of what you built, Dad added. I'm sorry it took me so long to say that. What about the money? Josh asked. The fact that you're, well, rich? What about it? Does it change things? Between us? I thought about this carefully. It changes some things. I can afford to be generous in ways I couldn't before. I can help with emergencies, contribute to family expenses, make experiences possible that wouldn't otherwise happen. And what doesn't it change? The fact that I love you. The fact that I want to be part of this family. The fact that I'd rather spend Christmas at Mom and Dad's house than at some exclusive resort. Emma laughed. Even after we told you to have fun being poor? Especially after that. Because you gave me the opportunity to show you who I really am. Who are you really? She asked. I'm Madison Carter, CEO of Carter Entertainment Holdings. I'm also Madison Mitchell, youngest daughter of Robert and Patricia Mitchell, sister to Emma and Josh, aunt to Tyler and Sophie. And those two people are the same person? They're the same person who learned that money can buy a lot of things, but it can't buy the feeling of being included in family traditions. It can't buy the satisfaction of being seen and valued for who you are rather than what you have. So what happens now? Mom asked. Now we go home and we start over. You get to know the daughter who owns a business empire. I get to know the parents who raised me to be strong enough to build that empire. And maybe we all learn that success looks different than we thought. Speaking of success, Josh said, I have to ask. When Emma texted, have fun being poor, what did you think? I laughed. I thought it was the most expensive text message in family history. How expensive? Canceling your VIP package cost you about $45,000 in complimentary services. Reinstating it cost me $30,000 in personal favors and corporate goodwill. Josh did the math. So Emma's emoji cost the family $75,000? Give or take. Most expensive laugh-crying emoji ever. But worth it, I said, because it brought us here. To Disney World? To understanding. 6 months later, when Emma and Josh started having financial problems due to unexpected medical bills, they called me. Not to ask for money but to ask for advice. We worked together to create budgets, explore options and find solutions that maintained their dignity while addressing their needs. When Mom and Dad decided to downsize their house, I helped them find a beautiful condo and arrange the moving logistics. When they protested that they couldn't afford my help, I explained that family members help each other not because they can afford to, but because love makes it affordable. And every Christmas we take a family vacation. Sometimes to Disney, sometimes to other destinations, always together. I pay for the accommodations, they pay for their own flights and meals, and we all pay attention to what matters most. The magic that happens when people who love each other choose to see each other clearly. Because the real magic isn't in the VIP packages or the luxury suites or the private guides. The real magic is in the moment when a family realizes that success isn't about what you can afford, it's about what you choose to share.